Today on People Now.
Trump tells attackers to stop it.
Katy Perry puts her money where her mouth is. Did Kendall Jenner say goodbye to Instagram?
Plus, the sexiest man alive reveal is upon us.
I think people are attracted to me.
Are you ready?
But they didn't use the word sexy.
Good morning, everybody. Happy Monday. Hope you all had an amazing weekend. So much to get to today. Here's what you need to know and what's trending. As thousands of people throughout the country continue to protest the results of last week's election over the weekend, Donald Trump sat down for his first interview as president-elect. Trump's interview with Leslie Stahl aired on 60 Minutes Sunday night. During the wide-sweeping interview, Trump addressed a number of issues, including reports of hate speech and racially charged incidents from his alleged supporters, saying, "I am so saddened to hear that, and I say stop it if it helps. I'll say it right to the camera, stop it." Responding to whether or not he regretted anything from his controversial campaign, Trump said, "I can't regret. I wish it were softer. I wish it were nicer. I wish maybe even it was more on policy or whatever you want to say. But I will say that it really is something that I'm very proud of. I mean, it was a tremendous campaign." During the interview, Trump said he plans to consider hiring a special prosecutor to investigate his former Democratic opponent Hillary Clinton over her emails. "I'm going to think about it," he said, later adding he was more focused on getting the country straightened away. Trump told Stahl, "I don't want to hurt the Clintons, they're good people," but said she did some bad things when asked about calling her Crooked Hillary during the campaign. All right, moving on to this, Donald Trump is denying that he said more countries should acquire nuclear weapons despite evidence of the claims. The president-elect took aim against the New York Times on Twitter Sunday after the newspaper published an article about Trump's statements on foreign policy, including his suggestion that more countries should have nuclear weapons to protect themselves without the United States' help, tweeting, "The New York Times states today that Donald J. Trump believes more countries should acquire nuclear weapons. How dishonest are they? I never said this." Although Trump has flip-flopped on this issue throughout his campaign, according to Breitbart, whose executive chairman Steve Bannon serves as the CEO of the Trump campaign, Trump said nuclear weapons should replace the U.S. military in Japan and South Korea. He said this on CNN's Republican Town Hall with Anderson Cooper back in March. Watch this.
Wouldn't you rather, in a certain sense, have Japan have nuclear weapons when North Korea has nuclear weapons? And they do have them. They absolutely have them. They have no carrier system yet, but they will very soon.
Trump continued on the subject, saying that the things would also be better if Saudi Arabia and South Korea also had nuclear weapons, saying, "It's going to happen anyway. It's only a question of time. They're going to start having them, or we have to get rid of them entirely." And another time Trump suggested he was open to the idea of more countries having nuclear weapons was in an interview with the New York Times, also in March, telling the newspaper, "Well, I think maybe it's not so bad to have Japan. If Japan had that nuclear threat, I'm not sure that would be a bad thing for us." All right, switching gears, moving on to this. Katy Perry has made a very generous donation of $10,000 to Planned Parenthood and is now urging fans to do the same in the wake of Donald Trump's presidential victory last week. The pop singer posted a photo on her Instagram Sunday, vowing to support organizations that could face funding cuts in Trump's administration. In the post, Perry gets very personal, opening up how important Planned Parenthood was to her growing up, writing, "I am making a public donation to Planned Parenthood for the teenage me who made several visits to first a clinic in Santa Barbara and then Los Angeles, California, to educate myself on my sexual health, a subject I had little to no information on because of my sheltered upbringing." The devoted Hillary Clinton supporter goes on to write, "I had no idea how things worked down there and had no idea how to make a plan for them. Planned Parenthood educated me on my body and my reproductive health so that I could focus on my dreams and using my voice until I knew the timing was right for me to make a plan to have a family." Perry also notes that Planned Parenthood is an organization that some low-income families solely rely on, opening up about her own financial struggles growing up in California. She writes, "I know what it's like to need help. I came from a lower to middle class family and never grew up with the option of health insurance. I remember having 13 cavities as a teenager, and the best option my parents could come up with was to try and take me to Mexico because we could not afford anything in California. I'm grateful for and stand in support of Planned Parenthood." All right, so it looks like exes Scott Disick and Kourtney Kardashian are spending some romantic time together. Scott and Kourtney spent their weekend in Cabo San Lucas, Mexico, and a source tells people that the former couple, who share 3 kids together, seemed very close and happy during their weekend away. Kourtney can be seen wearing a string bikini, while Scott wore floral swim trunks. The former couple was seen lounging and playing with a lime green soccer ball in Cabo. So how did this trip come about? A People source explains, Scott set it all up, and it was a way to try and make things work again with Kourtney. He surprised surprised her and whisked her away on this trip. And it looks like Scott may be hinting at things heating up with his ex. He posted this sexy Instagram pic of Kourtney chilling in the pool and captioned the photo "Views." Well, fingers crossed for Kourtney and Scott. I personally am rooting for them.
Even after everything you've seen on the show?
Yeah, okay, they have 3 kids together. They've still been hanging out this whole time. I think that maybe it's gonna be a thing.
You're sucker for true love, I love it.
All right, Nina, you have even more trending news for us, including a pretty phenomenal supermoon.
I mean,
did you see it?
I'm pregnant. I was not up and trying to see that moon, but tonight I might try. Did you?
Right. I did not either. We both failed at seeing the supermoon,
Well,
but we have one more
more
chance tonight.
That's right. So when the moon hits your eye. Okay, you didn't have to tune in to hear me singing, but you get the point. Did you take a look at the sky last night or your social media feed? Because the supermoon is what everyone is talking about. It's the biggest and the brightest it's been in 68 years. So when does this phenomenon happen? Get this, it's when the moon becomes full on the same day its orbit is closest to Earth. This record-breaking supermoon hasn't happened since 1948, and according to NASA, it will not happen again until 2034. It lasts from Sunday night through Monday night. So if you didn't get a chance to look yet, you still have some time. Kendall Jenner, where are you? The 21-year-old model apparently deleted her Instagram account on Sunday, leaving millions of fans this generic message when they tried to go to her page. Jenner has given no reason for removing her Instagram account, but in a recent interview with Allure magazine, she did say she sometimes deletes her social media accounts when she feels like she's spending too much time on them.
I know you have 2 adorable sons. Are you a cooler dad now that you've done Fantastic
No,
Beasts?
not at all.
Really?
I'm just as boring and frustrating as I ever was.
No, I doubt that.
I don't know. It's nice to have done something that they can maybe see for once.
Yeah, have they seen the films yet?
James has seen all the Potter films and loved them, and Henry, as soon as the book with the teeth started, and that was the end of that. So I have to reintroduce him now. But this is standalone as well. They don't have to see those things, but I think he'd love them now.
What are you most excited for them to see about Fantastic Beasts?
I don't know. I mean, the animals the beasts are pretty beautiful. There's bits of it that are kind of dark, but no, that should be okay. Sorry, I'm just
The struggles of a parent.
Yeah. But no, I'll give them a look. And look, suspension of disbelief.
Yeah.
So if something is a little bit scary, it probably won't scare them as much as it might have if I wasn't lumbering around the screen.
Another big thing this season is your on and again, off again relationship with Matt Jordan. Last night you guys kind of reconciled, but are we going to see some more turbulent times for you two as the season progresses?
You are definitely going to see us trying to figure things out. He's 16 years my junior. I lose count.
Yeah.
He's 29, and he's just going through a phase where he's figuring things out for himself. And I come with a set of things that with any man can be really challenging, being on TV, having other people come into play, having people say things about you, being successful. And for a young man, that can be really challenging and can bring out a lot of insecurities. So you kind of see us go through it trying to fight for the relationship.
Okay, so a lot of figuring it out. I know that last season you said you had babies on the brain.
I still have babies on the brain.
You still have babies on the brain. Is that anything we're going to see in the near future?
Oh, you are definitely going to see it, but in my own time and with
Okay.
the right person or situation.
Yeah. We have to talk about when the infamous former housewife, she's not on the show anymore, but Nene Leakes, you two have had a very interesting past. So what is
Yes.
your relationship like with her right now?
We're friends. We're
are.
good. Nene and I have always been friends. I know there came a point in time where she said we were never friends. I mean, she's an emotional person and reactive. But we've always had a fondness for each other, and she's sorely missed. She did a great job on the show. She helped to bring the show to this level of success that we have today, and you can't discount her for that.
Yeah, how often do you guys keep in touch? Do you ever?
Every week.
You do? Okay.
Yeah, every few days.
Nice.
Yeah.
So Cynthia Bailey is going to be with us later this week.
Yes.
You two seem very close.
We are very
how is she handling the ups and downs of this whole divorce?
I think she is getting to a better place. I think she's really excited to turn 50. It's a great way to divorce, being friends,
Yeah.
but it doesn't always end up that way. And with her, I think that she's in a great situation right now.
All right.
As good as it can be to be a divorce.
Exactly. All right, before you go, got to ask you about Donald Trump. Because you were a former Miss USA, you also competed on Celebrity Apprentice, so you've
Yes.
been up and personal with the Donald. He's going to be our next president. How do you think he's going to do as Commander-in-Chief?
You know, I'm praying for the best. Yes, it's imminent that this is happening. I think that no matter who you voted for, you just have to understand that this is who we have, and we have to put all of our faith into the people now and just try to be as involved as we possibly can in future decisions.
Yeah, well said. All right, well, thank you so much, Kenya. I love watching you.
Thank
You're so
you.
funny. The Real Housewives of Atlanta airs Sunday nights on Bravo, but do not worry, we will be back with Kenya for one last thing later on in the show, so stick around.
This is Jennifer Aniston, who told people her beauty secret. It's called water. This is Julia Roberts, who confessed her $1 million beauty treatment. It's called sleep. This is Courtney, who escapes to the spa. And Michelle, who swears by good lighting. And this is Beyonce, who woke up like this. These are people's insider trading tips to beauty from the world's most beautiful people. The details make the story. Don't miss this week's People.
The stars are on the move, and we're following them in today's edition of Star Tracks.
Kids need our help. It doesn't really matter. It doesn't matter who's in charge. They need our help, maybe now more than ever. And so we all have to just get back to work and dig in.
That's Jennifer Garner talking about the importance of giving back at this year's 5th annual Baby2Baby Gala Saturday night. Garner, who is a busy mom of 3, was honored with the Giving Tree Award at the star-studded gala, but she was not alone. The charitable actress was joined by other big-name celebrities such as Kristen Bell, Kate Hudson, Christina Aguilera, and more, who all came together in support of the growing foundation. Baby2Baby provides clothes, diapers, and other basic necessities to low-income families, and mega celebrities from Drew Barrymore to Jessica Alba serve as dedicated ambassadors. Garner, who has been fundraising for the nonprofit for over 2 years, commented on how far the organization has come, making a tangible difference in the lives of low-income families.
If you tell the world that we are gathering tonight all dressed up like prom to celebrate people who have collected diapers, they might think we're crazy. But the truth is, I've seen this message in action. The tiniest thing can tip the balance from past hope to chance.
Another Baby2Baby ambassador, Jessica Alba, who is mom to 2 daughters, Honor and Haven, spoke on why she gives back, saying how the poverty level of some families is not okay.
Being able to provide children with diapers, wipes, cleaning products for families, shampoos, hygienic products, and also just clothing. A lot of children, their families have to choose between food and clothing or food and diapers, and it's just not right.
Former Destiny's Child member Kaylee Rowland also made an appearance at the event, alluding to the current political climate and uncertainty of the future.
If no other time shows you how important this is the time that should actually really just remind you that it could be us. It could totally be us. Especially, we don't know what's going to happen with the economy and the market and everything, and your life could just turn around so fast, and you just never know what could happen. So it's important to constantly be in a state of gratitude and constantly remember others who can't possibly do that for themselves, or need a little help. And it's nothing wrong with us helping each other. That's when the world is a much more beautiful, loving place.
There's some great stuff there. Way to make a difference in the lives of families everywhere. All right, guys, moving on to even more baby news. Over the weekend, stars also gathered at AdoptTogether.org's 2nd annual Baby Gala, raising smiley face hands in solidarity for the organization. Adopt Together is the world's first and largest crowdfunding platform for adoption. Founded by Hank Fortner, who grew up with 36 foster brothers and sisters and 8 adopted siblings, he started the foundation nearly 4 years ago after seeing firsthand how expensive adoption can be. Currently, the organization has raised over $9 million to help bring children to families everywhere. The Baby Gala, which took place at Hollywood's Newhouse venue Friday night, helped further Adopt Together's mission, in addition to supporting National World Adoption Day, which takes place November 15th. Well, I gotta say, it is great to see all these celebrities participating in causes they believe in. Great way to combat those Monday blues. And those are your Star Tracks for today.
Well, when was the last time that you were told you were sexy? We are just one day away from revealing the sexiest man alive. I know you guys cannot wait, but don't worry, we're continuing to get you ready by hitting the streets and asking men of all ages when was the last time that they felt sexy. Let's keep on bringing sexy back. Watch.
Well, I think people are attracted to me even now, you know, but they didn't use the word sexy.
Giggles called you sexy. I don't know if you heard it.
Well, she's a very outgoing person.
Irving, when was the last time that you were told you were sexy? Do you remember?
Every day, okay.
I got a friend who did telephone like, and she always shares that with me.
Oh, really?
You know,
over the phone?
Yesterday.
Why?
I was having sex.
Okay.
I have a good answer to that. Last night by my wife.
Probably not long ago by my girlfriend.
On a dating app a couple weeks ago.
Last summer, early last summer, we were at the beach and I was just running down the shoreline. Someone was making a joke about it, but it worked. Felt confident. Kept going.
Kind of like Baywatch, kind of
Exactly
scene.
like Baywatch.
My girlfriend and she was coming home and she saw me in towel and she said that I was sexy.
Well, aside from you right now, I would say probably the last time I got a haircut.
All right, I want to know last time you felt sexy, Nina.
I would say this morning because I can still fit into my shoes, like 9 months pregnant, which is kind of amazing.
You
I'm
make
like,
a
my
very
feet haven't
sexy
swollen.
pregnant woman. All right, guys. Well, coming up tomorrow, we are revealing the 2016 People's Sexiest Man Alive. Who is it going to be? Plus, Dan Reynolds from Imagine Dragons will be live in our studio.
Thank you guys so much for watching, and now we leave you with one last thing from Miss Kenya Moore. Take it away, Kenya.
Hi, I'm Kenya Moore from the Real Housewives of Atlanta, and this is One Last Thing. The last movie that gave me all the feels, probably The Piano. I just watch it over and over, and it's amazing. The last time I laughed so hard, I cried. Actually, another movie, Medea's Christmas. It is really stupid funny. And my last big splurge, my toilet in my house. It is the most incredible toilet you've ever seen. It does everything for you. You never have to touch it. And it was well worth the splurge.